Gear up, scooter fam. Doing another video today. I'm going to try to squeeze an extra one in. At least I have some time off right now to get all this done. Alright, so this was a video. It's going to be a 4 scooter comparison. Some of these are on sale for Black Friday and some are not. They're just an idea. Someone mentioned these 4 particular scooters and said they could not find a video on them. So I decided to put a video together on these 4 scooters. The 4 scooters are going to be the Emove V2. This will be the single motor version. The VMAX VX4. This will be the GT version. The Segway ZT3 and the GoTrax GX1. They're roughly all around the same price, with the Emove being the most expensive at $1,500. So I will go into each one like I normally do on my channel, and then go over my thoughts at the end and pick one out of the 4. All right. Hope you enjoy the video. Before I get started, a couple of things as usual. First of all, just, once again, I'm going to just point out that I know that I don't have 150 scooters, and I know that I don't even want 150 scooters. So I can only ride like one at a time. And so me having more than a few scooters, even if I started collecting them, would be a bit much. So in any case, I don't need 150 to do a video, and that's okay. I like the way that I do the videos. I will review more scooters in the future. I absolutely plan to. I'm going to get some of my own. And who knows the types of opportunities that I'll come across as I'm going along. But I'm also gonna cover scooters that I don't own. I've said that before in a rant video that I don't have too many views on, but I said rant warning because it's a rant. Yeah, I'm gonna do videos on scooters that I own. I couldn't throw a video like this together unless I had an endless supply of scooters. So I couldn't do videos if I only reported on the ones that I had in person. So hopefully you guys understand that, and hopefully most of you seem to be enjoying that. My channel is growing very quickly, and I only have a few scooters and only 2 different types of scooters. I have 2 Journey Maxes. So just a note on that. On another note, I got a report from a viewer, which I love when this happens. They got their Max Fund. They ordered their Max Fund 10 Pro. And they confirmed with me that the final price was $16.99 in the US. And so that's something to note. There's no extra charges or taxes tacked on at the end. Once you put in the price, the final price is the price shown. So that's good news. And that's on the Max Fund 10 Pro. That out of the way, we're going to move on to the Emove Cruiser V2. And it's $14.99 at the moment. The most expensive of the 4. Then we have the next expensive, which is the VMAX VX4 GT, and it is $10.99. Then the Segway ZT3 Pro is $9.49. That is the cheapest on the list. And the GoTrax GX1 at $9.99. The VMAX VX4, that is the GT version. The Segway ZT3 Pro is, like I said, is $9.49. They're all, those 3, the GoTrax GX1, they're pretty close, right? I mean, $100 at the most, 150 difference between the highest and the lowest, and then we have the Emove at $1,500. So just consider that one. I'm going over all of these as I am. All right, so the Emove Cruiser V2 has 33 top speed mile per hour. The VX4 goes 26 miles per hour. The ZT3 goes 25 miles per hour, and the GoTrax GX1 goes 31 miles per hour. So the top of that being the Emove V2 at 33 miles per hour, and behind that the GoTrax GX1 at 31. The VX4 and Segway are fairly the same at 26 and 25 respectively. The Emove V2 has a top range of 41 miles tested. The VX4, 40 miles tested. The Segway ZT3 Pro, 21 miles tested. And the GoTrax GX1, 20 miles. tested. The Emove V2 has a 52 volt 30 amp hour battery. The VX4 has a 48 volt 13 amp hour battery. The Segway ZT3 Pro also has a 48 volt 13 amp hour battery. And the GoTrax GX1 has a 48 volt 15 amp hour battery. The Emove V2 has semi-hydraulic brakes. The VX4 has dual drum and regen brakes. And the Segway ZT3 Pro and the GoTrax GX1 both have dual disc and regen brakes. The Emove V2 has one 1000 watt motor. The VX4 has one 500 watt motor. This is Segway ZT3 Pro has 650 watt motor. And the GoTrax GX1 has two 600 watt motors for a total of 1200 watts. The Emove V2 has 10-inch tubeless tires with sealant. The VX4 has 10-inch tubeless tires. The Segway ZT3 Pro has 11-inch tubeless tires, and the GoTrax GX1 has 10-inch tubeless tires. The Emove V2, the VX4, and the Segway ZT3 Pro all have thumb throttles, and the GoTrax GX1 has a paddle throttle. Just for clarification, I try to distinguish between thumb throttles and the paddle throttle, with the paddle throttle being the same as a horizontally actuated thumb throttle. So it just has a paddle style to it, and so to keep it simple, I just refer to that one as the paddle throttle, and the vertically actuated thumb throttles as simply thumb throttles. The Emove V2 has an IPX6 rating. The VX4 GT has an IPX6 rating as well. The Segway ZT3 Pro has an IPX5 rating, and the GoTrax GX1 has the lowest at an IP54 rating. The Emove V2 weighs about 80 pounds and can support a 350 pound rider. The VMAX VX4 comes at around 65 pounds and can support a 330 pound rider. The Segway ZT3 Pro, about the same at 66 pounds and can support only a 265 pound rider. The GoTrax GX1 comes in at around 75 pounds and can support a 300 pound rider. The VX4, the Segway, and the GoTrax GX1 all are UL listed, and the Emove V2 is not. Final thoughts. So all of these are worthy scooters to some degree for sure. The Emove V2 being the highest of the bunch does have the highest speed and range when you take both into consideration, which would likely warrant the higher price tag. It also is a 52 volt system and 1000 watt single motor. The IPX6 rating is nice, although it does not have a UL listing. Everything else looks pretty good. The VX4 is a decent scooter for the money for sure. $1,000, goes 26 miles per hour, which is, on an average day more than enough. Not too much more than enough, but certainly enough. 40 miles of range quoted for that is really decent as well. So that's definitely a plus for $1,100, and so it is the next expensive, but you also get quite a bit of range with that. It has a 48 volt system, which the rest also do. It has dual drum as opposed to discs, which has less maintenance involved. It has a 500 watt motor, which is the lowest of the four. The tires are 10-inch tubeless, thumb XPX, and it's UL listed, IPX6 rating. So yeah, I mean, in general, a very good scooter for the price, for sure. The Segway ZT3 Pro, it's a Segway. That alone says, quite a bit about it. It's the lowest price on here at $949 for Black Friday right now. So top speed of 25 miles per hour is right in par with, like I said, what you would need on a daily basis. 21 miles is fine. I get 20-ish miles on my Journey Max, around 18-ish comfortably without having to worry too much. So I mean that would do the average person. Well, certainly 21 miles would be fine with me, but it would depend on your needs, how you felt about that. GoTrax also 20 miles. So those two, roughly the same on that. The ZT3 Pro, another 48 system. It's got dual disc regen. That's fine. 650 watt motor, single motor, not bad. It's the only one with 11-inch tubeless tires, so that makes it interesting. Bigger tires, the better. Um, to a degree, and 11 is certainly good. Thumb throttle IPX5. It's in the middle. Not terrible. You're listed. So none of these scooters are huge. The Emove weighing the most at 80 pounds. The rest are like 60, maybe 75 pounds. So, not bad in general. Just looking at the, at the Segway, just a decent scooter in general, and $949 is probably, a really good price right now for that scooter. GoTrax GX1, $1,000. It does go over 30 miles an hour. Gets around 20 miles of range. Plenty for me. 48 volt system, 15 amp hour, dual disc regen, fairly standard, good stuff. Dual 6,000 watt motors. I'm a dual motor guy, so I'm always mostly gonna lean towards a dual motor over a single motor, just because of hill climbing and performance. And I know some of these other scooters are decent, the VMAX, the Segway, and the Emove to some degree, but I don't believe that either of them could compete with the GoTrax on the acceleration or the hill climbing. I really don't. So it's got a paddle throttle, 10-inch tubeless tires. I prefer the paddle throttle. I like the paddle throttle on my Klima quite a bit, and I probably would lean toward that as well. IP54 is the lowest rating of all. My Klima has a 55. I kind of like that range, but it's not a deal breaker at 54. I don't plan to ride in the rain too much anyway, and it's also UL listed. So, I mean, for me, let me just tell you in order, because with this particular list, it'll be easy. I mean, I'm not even gonna pretend. It's a no-brainer for me. It's the GoTrax GX1. I've watched this scooter for a while. I like the scooter. At $999, it's a great deal, and it's a dual motor. I mean, everything about it I like. Other than the IP is a little low, but it's not, like I said, it's not a deal breaker. But the scooter's a nice scooter. I would buy it. I like it at $999 right now a lot. It's the best price I've seen it at. I've seen it at $999 once before, but it went up quickly from that, and I haven't seen it come back down to this price until Black Friday. So I like 99. I liked $999 for the GX1. Best overall of these picks. So I'll give my next pick, because, like I said, that's kind of easy. The other ones are going to be a little bit more difficult, so I'll rank them. My next selection, let's say the GoTrax GX1 was sold out by the time I went to the site to order it. My next pick would probably be the ZT3 Pro. I like the Segway ZT3 Pro for a single motor scooter. It does have, it is $949, which is the lowest of the four. And so it has 11-inch tires. It's got an IPX5. It's UL listed. Yes. Good. Yeah, I like it a lot, and it would be the ZT3 Pro. After that, quite honestly, the VMAX VX4 at $1099 is a great deal. 26 miles per hour, once again, is all I'd need on an average day. 40 miles of range is nice for that price, for $1,100. You got the drum brakes, which I don't have too much experience with, but I'm sure it's sufficient for this particular scooter, coming in at about 65 pounds. 500 watt motors, single 500 watts, the lowest of the group. But for the price and the range, I think it's decent. And these are decent hill climbers as well. Like I said, all these scooters on this list are somewhat decent. So the 10-inch tubeless tires, great. Thumb throttle, it's got an IPX6, great IP rating, and it is UL listed. So the VX4 would be next, and then finally of the four, the Emove V2 would be my last choice. Mainly because, just looking at the price, $1,500. It is a bit better scooter, but it just doesn't, it just doesn't compete well with the other scooters specs, and so I would lean away from that one. Although I'm a big fan of the V2 dual motor, although it wouldn't really compete with these other scooters considering it's at least twice as much. That's my final thoughts and my picks. If you enjoyed this content and you find it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, and happy riding.